Last of Us 2 is unplayable, and it's not for things like poor graphics, gameplay, or even the beautiful world, but I can't get over it. That's gross. The Last of Us 2 is probably one of the most divisive games in all of gaming. There are people that love this game and will defend it to the day they die. There are also people like me that will absolutely trash on this game at every single turn they can. And with the recent disaster that was The Last of Us Season 2, I decided to give it another shot.
I'm gonna be a dad.
I mean, seriously, what even is this? You know what? That's not the video, it's not the place, that's not the time. We're here for this game. The game is divided up into 3 real parts: Ellie's story, Abby's story, and then the epilogue. And really asks the question, is revenge really worth it? And the answer is no. The game will have you explore the main themes of the cycle of violence, consequences of revenge, grief and trauma, moral ambiguity, and also forgiveness and forgetting, which is what AI told me, but I don't really remember what the forgetting part of all this was. I think it was just kind of like we're gonna move on. On a gameplay level, The Last of Us Part 2 is by far one of the best games in the market. It is some of the most entertaining gameplay you can even find, especially some of the stealth combat.
Totinos, how did you know? Totinos, everybody's talking about Totinos, hot pizza rolls, and Doritos. Whoa.
Or if you want to completely avoid the whole stealth thing, you can just be a complete and total Rambo in Seattle and just take out everybody. This might be a bit sadistic, but I really enjoyed the NPCs freaking out when all of a sudden you stealth killed one of their guys.
We're looking for two! What the fuck? Oh god, no. My fucking dog's dead!
It just made gameplay all that much more entertaining to listen to. On a graphic standpoint, and really the world itself, it is an absolutely gorgeous world. Even if it's a post-apocalyptic, torn down version of Seattle, or just maybe Seattle depending on where you go. Like, every section of the game really was just an outstanding work of art. I really was invested in the world. The thing I was not very invested in was the I can't get through it. I still think myself and so many others believe that the Ellie-Abby switchover that happens at the midpoint in the game that makes you play as Abby versus playing as Ellie through the rest of the game is one of the dumbest parts of the whole entire game, because a lot of what Abby does, Ellie could have taken on part of that story in some aspect. Like, there is literally no reason to even embark on this adventure with Abby, other than trying to justify her character for killing Joel, spoilers. Like, the things that I think you could have easily given to Ellie were like, the Rat King thing could have easily happened at the very end of the Nora scene. She would have had to escape the hospital. The Lev and Yara thing very easily could have been handed over to Ellie. Yes, you have to change some things. Or even that entire scene where the fear of heights comes in and she falls from like the giant crane could have easily been something that Ellie was also afraid of. Well, I guess not, because of the whole
Look at me! I'm on a motherfucking dinosaur!
Whoa, what are you doing? Don't jump. Just climb down.
Ah!
Hey!
Even though Ellie does go on this entire killing rampage in Seattle, I completely understand what her character's motivations are, and I completely understand that she is on a warpath to find these people. Whereas Abby, I just feel like I'm reminded that every single one of these people suck. Even when I want them not to suck, I'm just reminded that they're all terrible people. There's honestly only one moment of redemption for Abby when she turns to Lev and says, "You are my family, Lev. You are my family," which is like, okay. Like, the entire moment just felt, as the kids these days say, cringe. At least one praise I can give to the characters in this game is the voice actors. The voice actors in this game do a very, very good job, and I think are some of the best parts of the game. Especially the missions and scenes that actually involve some interaction between Ellie and Joel are some of the best in the entire game, in my opinion. But for me, what I find so unplayable about The Last of Us Part 2 is the fact of that big switch that happens between Ellie and Abby, and where you're forced to play as a character that has just killed off a beloved character. Yes, there might be some deeper meaning behind it. Yes, there's some deeper storytelling that might exist. But for me, it doesn't make any goddamn sense. At least try to make her somewhat likable. Make the people around her somewhat likable. Do something other than make her seem like such a terrible person every single step of the way. Yes, there's that slight bit of hope that she's like trying to help Yara and Lev. But even Mel hits it right at the top, where she says, "Even I don't believe you, and even me as a player doesn't believe this is an authentic thing." But with that being said,
It's great. Let's just